Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good
Okay,
morning.
I'm waiting for it to actually hit. Are we that far behind? Oh, there it is. Okay, there it is. It finally hit. So we're like 15-second delay. That's
15.
okay.
Well, good morning. We'll keep saying good morning.
Well, I was trying to get the YouTube side to come up, and it's like still waiting, and we already went through the introduction. Still waiting.
I know. Am I going to have to do this all over again, guys? Because you know me. I'll do it.
No, it's a good morning. Now, obviously, we did not have a show yesterday, but that is okay. Really bad weather up in Northeast. I know it spanned like multi states. Some were
Oh
getting
my
snow,
God.
some were getting rain, some were getting lightning. It was a bad storm.
It was so bad here last night. My power went out like 3 times. And I shouldn't really complain because other people's powers stay off for a long, long time. So I am grateful, but it did go out like 3 times. And I said, I'm not going on and then being cut off and then coming back. I wasn't going to deal with that. So
I would
I
be all
reached
alone
out.
by myself. I'll be talking. We got a lot of people coming in. Come on in, share it out.
Tammy, good morning, Tammy.
Family
Mwah.
in the
How are
house.
you? And we have Melanie. Hello, Melanie. Wait a minute. And I see Melanie in the house. And
Robert.
then we have Lisa. Good
Hello,
morning,
Lisa.
Lisa.
Welcome to the
How are
show.
you? Now I'm getting all these texts. Stop. Don't. Papa G knows I don't want you right now.
Mommy is in the house. Hello, Valerie.
Valerie. I see Valerie. Good morning, Valerie.
Tommy's
Oh,
in the house. Bargain effect. Hello, Tommy.
Tommy. Good morning,
If Des is
Tommy.
with you, hello, Des.
I see you, Tommy. Do you still have your robe on? Go get dressed. No robes. Go get dressed. And then we have Ella.
Ella,
Ella. Wait a
Ella,
minute.
Ella. Ella's
Wait a
in the
minute. I
house.
really want to see Ella. Let me put
Oh,
I'll put her
you
on.
need the two glasses.
I see Ella. Hello,
Hello,
Ella.
Ella. And Chris is in the house. Hello, Chris Shook.
Good morning, Chris. How are you? Mwah, mwah. Oh, wait a minute. I
So
see Chris.
see, we're getting a nice crowd. So we didn't get an opportunity to do the show yesterday due to the rain and the storm, and
It
hopefully
was.
everybody is safe and warm. And I don't know, because some people had snow, some people had rain. Still, he's not the robot.
I knew it. I knew it. He was
See,
hot.
I won't admit this, but I know exactly what you're talking about because I saw the robe yesterday, and I'm like,
You saw the robe?
but I didn't say anything.
Oh my God. I laughed my ass off. All of a sudden, if I was talking to Des or whatnot, in the background, all you see is this robe walking by. And then when I did his interview, because I did an interview with Tommy, and you can go back on my interview playlist and you'll see the interview. We were talking about the robe. And then I told him, I said, months later, because I gave him a task, get up and get dressed. Do not put your robe on, just get dressed. So I have to go back to that interview with
But
him
that means
and then
he's
ask him,
comfortable.
huh?
That's a comfortable thing that you can get up, put your robe on. I don't know, shuffle around the house, get your coffee or tea or whatever you
Yeah,
decide to.
that's fine. But when you're at 3 o'clock in the afternoon and you still have your robe on, Ella, that's one woman. I bet you she doesn't have a robe on. Either she's walking around her house naked or she's totally dressed, ready for work.
I actually have a robe. I have a nice black robe that I tie up, but I rarely wear it.
I wear my black satin robe only on occasions.
I think that's what it is. I use it for different occasions. I mean, no offense, I live alone, so it doesn't matter what I wear.
Timmy said, I love robe days. I do too. But look, she says,
He's
I
totally
can only
dressed
dress
like
when I get.
no.
No, I don't have a robe.
I personally am much more comfortable wearing like shorts and a tank top than I am wearing a robe. So like
Oh,
if I'm just crawling out of bed, I'll just put like I said, like shorts and a tank top on, and that will be my yes.
hello,
Hello,
Jack.
Jeff.
How
Welcome to the show, Jeff.
are you?
Chris, are you asking me or are you asking because her daughter had the wedding?
No, he's probably asking you because the last time we were talking about that you were going to go to the wedding. So how was the wedding this weekend?
I didn't go.
Mm.
I didn't go. I couldn't go. So I had that. Yeah. Let's just say that's one of the things I feel really, really bad about. Because like I said, I had a medical emergency on Thursday into Friday. That's why we canceled the Thursday show. And I wasn't released until Friday. The wedding was supposed to be Saturday, and I was under a doctor's orders to rest. And I really wanted to go, but I did not trust myself to make the 3-hour drive, because it would have been a 3-hour drive for me to drive out there and then 3 hours to drive back. Even though they said that I could stay the night and stuff like that, I just didn't trust myself being with what happened.
Okay, so having said that, you know me, because my mind is crazy, right?
Oh, what happened, yours? Oh,
I'm saying, did you send them a gift at least?
Yeah, I'm gonna. Okay. Yes.
I love putting you on the spot. Did you send them a gift?
Well, the funny thing is, I actually had a gift for almost everybody that was attending, because it was at a friend's house. It's their wedding anniversary. They were hosting another friend's wedding, and then there was a couple other people. So I actually have all these gifts that I'm either going to give the next time I see them, or I'm just going to mail them out. I haven't decided whether I'm going to do it.
But too bad I wasn't invited to this. So I can get a gift.
But believe me, I feel really bad, and I was really upset because, like I said, I mean, for those who don't know, I had a very bad my hypoglycemic attack. My sugar dropped to very dangerously low levels. I mean, it's low levels where you could go into a coma and die. So my blood sugar was 37, but at the same time, that dropping down to 37, my blood pressure skyrocketed, and it was 250 over 165. So I was in the hospital for a double whammy. They're trying to get my blood pressure stabilized, and they're trying to get my glucose stabilized. And that's so super. So honestly, it left me exhausted. Like the whole week, and I mean, this just happened Friday. It happened Friday, Thursday into Friday. The wedding was supposed to be Saturday in the afternoon. I didn't trust myself because I was still totally out of it.
You did the right thing. You absolutely did the right thing.
And I mean, I spoke to them over the phone. I was so upset. Yeah, I'm feeling much better. I in fact, the other day I took a glucose tolerance test. Oh my God, it's basically they load you up on glucose, and I was bouncing in the waiting room because I could not stay still. The jitteriness of that much sugar that they pump into you, I was like the little kid running all around.
Oh my God.
But I wasn't running around. I'm in the chair and I'm like bouncing, and I'm like, are you kidding? And I said to them, I'm like, is this normal procedures? So they're like, well, it is a lot of glucose, saying they got to test it. And so, but yeah,
it's going to be under control. She's on new meds. So it's pray, light a candle, do whatever you guys do to send a good vibes. Good energy.
But I do feel bad. I did not go.
It's okay. They totally understand. And I'm sure
and I got the videos and the pictures and everything. It was beautiful. I really do. Gorgeous. Yeah, thank you.
We have Patrick in the house. Hey, Patrick. Long time no see, my dear. I know I saw you in the chat the other day, but I haven't seen you in a while.
Oh, there he is. I'm like, where's Patrick? I don't see Patrick. Hello, Patrick. Where's he? Yeah, I see him now. I was looking.
And everyone's saying they're glad that you're better. So that's amazing. So
I know. Yes, go ahead.
So guys, I was thinking about a topic today for I was like, forgiveness. I mean, we could talk about everything, and you know that we're not going to stay on topic because my mind is like a gnat. It goes everywhere. And but forgiveness. How many people actually can forgive someone totally 100%? I mean, you're not going to forget, but how many people do you actually forgive? Like Ella, Chris, Lisa, guys, put it in the chat. Do you actually, when you forgive like 100%? Your heart is clear. You know, your mind is clear. You have no regrets. You said you forgive and you go on. Now,
Yeah.
what do you say?
I said I've done that in the past where I've forgiven people.
Hmm.
I like the idea of forgiving and forgetting because it's easier to forgive somebody and completely forget them
Yeah.
than it is to forgive and try to hold on to, particularly if they haven't reached the point of forgiveness for themselves. So it's a two, because the question is who is forgiving helping? Is it helping the person you're forgiving, or is it helping yourself that you're forgiving? So who benefits from forgiveness?
Do you think that at times that you could, I mean, both? You're
Ideally,
helping
it should
both?
be ideally it should be both, but I have found a lot of times with forgiveness with me, it's usually one-sided.
Hmm.
So
So, well,
see, Lisa says
Lisa says,
I
I
may
may
forgive,
forgive, but I never
I never
forget.
forget.
That is 100%. For me, that's 100% true because there's things that I forget and things I don't remember. But it's like, you don't forget. I mean, how
I
can one
forget.
forget?
I will black things out and forget it. If something is that bad in my life, I will black it out and not even bother remembering it.
Well,
Ellis says we always talk about this on my show with It's Angie. If you don't forgive, it eats away like it. Absolutely, it
yes.
will eat, and that's why for me I add the forgetting part because I believe that you should forgive and forget. Because
Hmm.
if you hold on to the things, it. But Ellis says you do it for yourself first. Absolutely, that should be the most important person to forgiving your life is yourself, and
I
don't forget.
agree.
Oh, Stygian's in the house. Heavens no.
Yes, Jen. How do
If
you
I
say it? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. How do you say it?
Stygian. Stygian.
Stygian.
Or you could say Stygian, but Stygian. Stygian.
Stygian. That sounds pretty. I like that.
It's
That's a
from
nice name.
the Greek river in Hades, the Styx.
I
And
like it.
heavens know if I forgive someone, they still have to earn back the trust loss from whatever they did. So see, there's a recurring theme, if I may point out, because already Lisa said it, you're saying you're forgiving, but you're not necessarily forgetting. Me, I would forgive and forget. It's like just cut it out, forget. Patrick says 100% nope. I want to say I forgive, but it's still eating my lunch, then I have. If it's still eating my lunch, then I haven't. Also depends on the situation and the person. Absolutely. I think there's different levels of forgiveness. I mean, it could be something that's little or something that's just. You don't forget because you use it to build yourself to make you strong. And when you tell your story, others will learn from it. That
I'm
is
just,
true.
I'm just
You know,
adding. I'm turning people blue. So
oh, okay, that's fine. I'm gonna just keep reading down the line. That
yeah.
is true. When you tell your stories, others learn from it, and also telling your story, I feel, is a way of purging some of the things that are bottled up within. So
Yep.
it's a benefit for everybody. It's just a matter of whether people want to hear your story. Because that's important. If people don't want to hear your story and you're forcing the story on, that's Cajun Woods is in the house. Well, now it's New England Cajun.
Johnny, hello. Mwah. I'm going to be on Johnny's Hump Day auction next Wednesday.
Next Wednesday, hump day.
Hump
That's right.
Day.
Forgive yourself first. You know something? I wonder. I think this is the hardest person to forgive is yourself. It really is. I found that I can forgive others easily, but it's hard for me to forgive myself.
I have to learn from it. So forgetting isn't an option.
Yeah,
There
I
you
think
go. Yeah.
I think I like to forget things. If I forget things, it makes things easier.
Yeah, but then aren't you, if you're forgetting it, aren't you going to go back and,
No, because what will happen is something will eventually trigger it and it'll all come crashing at once. And it'll be like,
oh my God. Oh, hold up.
Patrick, I forgive you for not
I
meeting me.
read this so fast, so fast that I thought she said, Patrick, I forgive you for not eating me out in the alleyway.
Well, that turned a different direction.
Where is my mind?
Your mind is someplace else.
Oh my God. I'm so sorry.
This is too early of a show for that.
Oh, some things are so
Things are
hard to
so dang
forgive.
hard to forgive. It's a struggle when it's really hard and a devastating. It is.
It really is. And how many times are you going to forgive? I still can't get over what I thought.
I can't forgive myself for missing you in the alleyway, missing her.
Stop going back to it. Oh, forgive myself for missing you.
Hello, Papa Smurf.
Oh my God. Papa Smurf? Ron. Hello.
See?
Good morning.
That's exactly what I said. That escalated quickly. Right, wrong direction, wrong alleyway.
Dirty as usual.
I'm innocent in this one. I got my little halo on. I got
You
my
know
little.
what? Ella, that's from listening to you. I'm getting these mind waves and things that goes every single different direction. I need to stop and read.
Well, I want to bring up something, and this may or may not offend people, but in the Bible there are tons of references about forgiveness. It's throughout the entire Bible. However, it's almost a give and take with forgiveness, and I'm wondering if that's the way it should be. Because basically, I mean, I can name a couple of Bible quotes and stuff like that, but one of them, Matthew 6:14, talks about that if you forgive men of your trespasses, your heavenly Father will forgive you also. But if you don't forgive men, then neither your heavenly Father will forgive you for your trespasses. Now, that to me is almost like a threat, and it explains it in a couple of sections in the Bible. That's not the only section. I'm just bringing one quote to life. There's many ones that say basically, if you forgive others, your heavenly Father will forgive you, and it's mentioned. So I'm curious. I'm saying that's sort of a threat, because is that the only reason, biblically speaking, that you should forgive, just so that you yourself could be forgiven as well? You understand what I'm saying?
I do, but how many times, let me go back to this. How many times do you forgive that person, that same person? How many times can you forgive that same person? God, and I was talking to Melanie with this, and I also talked to a couple of people from my family about this, and I'm not questioning God. I really am not. But God threw the devil out of his kingdom. How many times did God forgive him till the point that he had to throw him out?
That's a good question. I mean, it talks about, well, I don't have an answer for that one, because he obviously threw him out of heaven. And I mean, there's stories behind that where, to defend God, where he was trying to get Lucifer to get back into his good graces. Yes, that's the key. The Bible is good at teaching guilt, and guilt is a big factor about forgiveness. It really...
Not for me. I forgive because it makes me feel good spiritually. Yep.
There's a story, I don't have the exact verse, but it is Peter, and maybe somebody could find the verse, I don't know. But Peter was talking to Jesus and basically talking about his brother, where he's like, how many times, Lord, do I need to, have forgiveness for my brother? I keep forgiving and forgiving, and the same thing happens over and over again. And he's like, I already forgiven him 7 times. And Jesus ended up saying, no, you have to do 77 times or something like that. In other words, Jesus was teaching, just keep forgiving, no matter what.
Yep. Papa Smurf said, I like to just turning it over to God and let him deal with it. Yeah, there's many things that I turn over to God and say, hey, I can't handle this. This is, you take this. And sometimes forgiveness, I've never asked God for taking over forgiveness. Because
Ella found it.
I can forgive. I can forgive
Many
very
times.
easily.
Thank you. You found the quote that I was there's a quote about
Yeah.
that where Jesus says, "Do it 77 times." So thank you for that. Because in other words, keep doing it over and over and over again.
Yeah.
I knew the quote was there. I just didn't know where it was. But Ella brings up a good point. Why would you ask God to forgive your sins? Meanwhile, somebody that offended you, you don't forgive. And that's what the Bible is teaching. It's basically teaching if you don't forgive others, then God is not going to forgive you, which is just an interesting, but it goes back to what Stygians say, guilt. Sorry. I didn't realize I had that so low.
And you can forgive someone, but you don't have to talk to them again.
Correct. Yeah, forgiving them doesn't mean you have to continue with the relationship at all.
No, not at all. It's just, you don't even have to tell that person you forgive them. You could just say it in your own mind. And basically, I think you're doing it for yourself. Do you know what I mean? And when you're holding no ill feelings or any other, things in your own mind and your own heart, you can forgive someone. You don't have to tell them you forgive them. You can just say you forgive them.
But that's also a one-sided forgiveness. That is clearing your heart out. It's not necessarily telling them, or okay, this is probably an aside, but I had a friend of mine contact me after 13 years of non-contact. And what I find interesting is made mention to something in regards to an incident that happened years prior. And all this time, I took it as one way, and they took it as a completely separate way. And I'm thinking to myself, if that's the way they took it for all these years, why didn't they ever tell me? Why didn't they bring that to my attention, that that's what was the issue?
And that's one point that's very, very, very important, is that if someone upsets you, you have to let them know that they upset you. Because how could they know that upset you? They're just going to continue doing it. And it doesn't have to be a confrontation. Hey, you pissed me off. You did this. If you just sit down with someone, and I've done this in my own family, and say, you know what, that really hurt me. When you do that, that hurts. And please, can you please stop? Now, the ones that stop, those are the ones that that really care about what you're feeling and what you're thinking and care about you. So they stop. But the ones that continue to do it, now you know where they stand, that they really don't give a shit. So you can forgive them, but you don't have to deal with them anymore. You give as much control as you want. You don't want to be hurt? Don't give that person that control of being hurt. Don't deal with them. Let it go. It's not to say I don't forgive you. I forgive you, but I just don't want to deal with it anymore. So it's okay. It's your control. You're the person that's in control.
We got a lot of comments. We have Johnny says, that's right, ask God to take the wheel. And Ella says, and hinder your blessings. Here's an interesting story. And I know what she's talking about. She had a best friend who took her to court and threatened my daughter. I forgive, but don't want anything to do with her.
Yep.
So, that's forgiveness sometimes is closing the door on relationships.
Yeah.
It really is.
Mm-hmm. Lack of communication is key to understanding each other.
Papa Smurf, you hit it on the nail. And I think that's what the problem is communication. You can literally be talking about the same thing to your friend, your loved one, your family member, and both of you are speaking two different languages. And I think that's the hardest thing sometimes. And I think that's where I have problems in a lot of relationships in the past, as I reflect upon things, is because we communicated. The problem is we did not understand each other's communication. There was no comprehension on what we were both saying to each other. We're both talking English. We're both saying our own things, but neither one of us could understand what it was that we were saying to each other.
Sometimes you just got to shut up and listen to the other person and not have any Anything in your mind as they're talking, you're already making your own sentence. Just stop, listen, take in what they're saying. And I know it's so hard, but you have to stop. People need to just stop and listen to someone else. Let them talk, and then you speak. It's another thing. Stop cutting people off in their conversations, or talking over someone, or talking for someone.
I'm guilty of that.
I am telling you, and I'm going to bring it back to like Tina. I'm bringing it back to like my kids. So I'm keeping it real. Man, if somebody asks me a question, right? Tina will answer for me. My son will answer for me. My daughter will answer for me. And I'm just like, and they're like, yeah, they just keep going. And I'm like, wait a minute. They asked me the question. Why is everybody else chiming in? No one has my mind. No one knows my feelings. You know, they can think they do, but they really don't. So stop talking for someone else or over someone else. It's their story to tell, not yours.
Words can do permanent damage. Absolutely.
It can be.
Yes. And the worst part is, particularly if you don't understand the words that are being said and discussed.
Thank you. That pisses me off a lot. Which one pisses you off a lot?
I don't know, probably the lack of communication.
Oh, was that not being eaten out in the alley? I don't know. Sometimes you have to ask for clarification. Yes.
This is a good point. Sometimes you have to ask for clarification. And I think the funny thing is when definitions of certain words are completely different with two other people, like with two people. Like if I define something one way and somebody defines the person the other way, and you clarify, it could be a mind-altering thing to realize how somebody defines something. And I mean, this is just a silly thing, but the whole gold versus white dress versus black and blue dress. Mm-hmm. We can have arguments if I show that picture. What color is this dress? There are people that will say the dress is blue and black, and then there are other people that'll say gold and white. And both sides of the people are going to be screaming at each other, saying, I'm seeing this, you're seeing this. How could you be seeing something so different than what I'm seeing? But I think that's a classic, perfect example. And sometimes you don't necessarily know that you need to ask for clarification.
Perception. Everyone's got their own perception. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What did Paul Newman say?
Exactly.
What we have here is, wasn't it failure to communicate? That's from, oh God, what was the name of that movie?
I don't know.
What we got here is
Ella, that's what you call hypocrites. Hypocrites. I'll do it to you, but God forbid if you do it to me, because you know what? That's not. And then they go off like a friggin' banshee, and it's like, are you shitting me? You just said this to me. I'm saying it back to you, and you don't friggin' like it? Right there. That's what I feel like saying. Right there.
Tell me what you really want to say.
Wait a minute. I haven't.
Just tell me what you want to say. It's like the thunk.
I don't even know where it is anymore. Oh,
what is she digging for? She's digging for something. You got something.
I haven't brought you out a gift in a long time. Let me give you a gift. There it is. I hate that. That is one of my biggest pet peeves. I can't stand it.
Oh my God.
That is the worst freaking quality anyone can ever have, is being a hypocrite. I can do it, but you can't. Right there. That's what
I have to use that, the whole finger in the box.
Yeah.
I've never seen that before.
You've never seen that before?
I didn't see that before. Like, here, I get
I got a gift. I do it all the time. Or if I'm walking and I'm like, oh, hi.
Thank you, Cool Hand Luke. That's the movie I'm referring to. Cool Hand Luke. What do we got here is failure to communicate. Yes.
And then Ella says, I have to say, let me talk. And then what if they don't let you talk? They just keep going. And you know what? You take a deep breath, you bend over, and then you blow it out your ass to them. It's like, get the hell out of my face. You don't want to hear it, don't hear it.
Here's the quote, and that's also the introduction to Civil War for Guns N' Roses. So if you like this song, Guns N' Roses, Civil War also uses that quote. What we've got here is failure to communicate. Some men you just can't reach, so you just get what you had here last week, which is why he wants it. Yeah, that's cool hand loop. Sorry, thank you for. He always is good looking things up.
I can't. I'm still stuck on that hypocrisy thing because it gets me all the time.
And you know what? I think
when you say something back to them, they get pissed off because you said it. And you're like, are you freaking kidding me? Oh, that gets my goat. I want to just yell and scream.
I think one of the hard. Oh,
I need a cigarette after this.
Take a cigarette. She's taking a break. She's like, she's gonna cover it up. I'm like, I need a cigarette.
Oh my god, I'm getting sweats right now.
Deep breath.
Breathe. Breathe. It's not working. Who the hell ever invented that?
See, you get to see Susanna have a meltdown on
I am. I'm shutting off my camera and I'm gonna smoke a cigarette. And then
so while she's shutting it up, I'm gonna say something. I think what's very, very hard though is when you have done something wrong to another person, and yet you don't know you did something wrong. And the problem is, I almost feel like we're in a society where we're so afraid to talk to each other and tell each other what the problem is, that how do you address it? Because here you don't think you did something wrong.
What about when they turn around and they say, you know what you did wrong? No, you fool. Because if I didn't know what I did wrong, if I knew, I wouldn't be asking you, what did I do wrong?
Does Susanna need time in the alleyway?
Oh, I'm telling you, I sure do.
She's taking a smoke.
I need an alleyway. I think I'm gonna start calling it alleyways now. I like that one.
Alleyways. We're gonna know that Ella and Susanna and everybody's going into the alleyway now. That'll be the new.
Good morning, Glenn. Good morning, honey. How are you?
Hello. But yeah, it's like I just feel like people no longer tell each other when there's a problem, and that should be the first thing. I mean, there's a thing called there's a thing called toxic forgiveness. And toxic forgiveness is basically when you forgive somebody just for the act to settle the situation down. She wants to meet in the alley too. Where you just want to settle the situation down. You just want to make amends. But in actuality, deep in your heart, you didn't really forgive them. And you didn't really forgive yourself. You're just doing it to avoid any further confrontation. And that's could be a serious form of forgiveness, where if you're still holding in the hurt, but you're just trying to appease the other person so that there is no issues, but the issues are still there.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, here's a good one. Papa Smurfs. Oh, sorry. That's like when the cop walks up to your car. You know what you were doing, right? No, you tell me. They do that psychologically so you could admit your guilt. That's what they want you to do. They want you to admit your guilt. Where if you're the type that you know what you're doing, I'm like, I'm sorry, officer, I was speeding, blah, blah, blah. Never say that. No, you tell the officer, why am I being, am I being detained? Why am I being detained? And that's the whole thing.
No. The cop pulls you over and he asks you know what you were doing wrong, right? And you're like, well, I was thinking about you were behind me and I was getting really nervous that you were going to pull me over, and I guess my assumption was right. That's what I was doing wrong.
Never give them anything that they will tell you what you did wrong. That's what they're supposed to. They're supposed to tell you you are not supposed to admit anything. You are not supposed to admit as to how fast you were going or what the speed limit was going. If they ask you how fast you were going, you ask them, do you have it documented? What was my documented radar speed?
Oh my God, that's too much. That's too much. You just start crying and you say that either your husband or your wife is going to kill you when you come home with a ticket, and they let you go.
You use like the bathroom. I have to go to the bathroom. There are levels of issues. Sometimes things are just a nuisance and don't need to be brought up to another person because it's not worth making a mountain of a molehill. Pick your battles. Interesting.
But what if that mountain is a molehill already within you? You're going to have to let it, you got to let it out. You got to let it, because some of these people don't care if they let it out. So again, is it you take the high road, they take the low road? I don't know. You take the low road, they take the high road.
Well, Susanna, you brought up an interesting point, because what if it is a mountain out of the person, but it's actually such a frivolous thing that it really means nothing, but it's because of their own personal way of anxiety, their own personal stress, their own personal way of, I don't know, sorting it through their head, that they actually did make a mountain.
Right, because they're going to keep doing it. That's what makes the mountain, is that they keep doing it, and it gets higher and higher and higher and higher. And you know what? You're just going to have to come over there with a friggin' leaf blower, blow it to shams, and say, here, boom, done. No more. So sometimes you have to, because for your own sanity and for your own nerves, your own stress, you need to let it out. You need to. I have to. Like, sometimes I might not come across the right way, or it might not be said the right way, but man, I need to let it out, because if not, it's like a lump in my throat.
Yeah.
But it does. It's like it is a buildup. It is a buildup. And should we stop it at that first stage?
But I also, this is something that I found personally, that if you're angry or hurt about something, what ends up happening is life has a way of throwing all these weird curveballs at the same time, that you're trying to focus on the one thing, but then something else happens, which on normal everyday life would be, you wouldn't care about it. But because you're already heard about the one thing, that now becomes an issue. And then something else is going to happen, which becomes an issue. And that's where the mountain is coming from, because all these little things that may have been little tiny incidences that on a normal day you would just brush off is now being totally exaggerated because you're having a bad day.
That could be too. One day, it might not exactly what you're saying. One day you're happy-go-lucky and nothing is really hurting you or upsetting you, and it's just you just roll it off or laugh. But the following day, it's like a dagger. And why do we do that sometimes? Why can't we just feel the same exact, be even keel, your personality every single day?
Self-punishment?
Well, I don't like punishing myself. Well, that's not good.
Self-punishment, that's, I don't know. Papa Smurf, I just want to know why I was pulled over. You know, like how I look today. I think of the comedian Fluffy, Gabriel Iglesias. He has the donuts on the side, and he's like, "What's it cost you to smell these? You want a donut?"
It's just like kids and eat parties. Yeah, damn coffee maker. One day it works, and the other day it doesn't.
the spinner.
Oh, the spinner.
Whatever it is. The thing with the egg beef, the mixer.
I don't know. The key is not to take anything personal that's happening in your life out on other people.
That's tough.
It is.
And you know something? We tend to take things out when things... Okay, I don't know if other people do this. I'm bad at doing this. Is if I'm upset about one problem, I will find something else that's a problem to like draw my attention to avoid what the real issue is. And that's my problem. And that's where I end up getting into like stupid fights at the grocery store, or I end up something stupid happens because I try to focus my energy on something else when I really should be focusing on the problem at hand. Not everything is about punishment.
Not everything is about punishment.
I know, but she asked about it, and I says it's self-punishment. That why do we keep doing this to ourselves?
Oh.
It's true though. I mean, and it gets so aggravating because when you're upset or when you're angry, more things happen. It's like you attract negativity, which will just make you even more angry. Whereas usually you'll just brush it off and say, it's no big deal. It's like now it's like, ah.
Negative always attracts negative. But if you're
Yes.
positive, nothing negative can penetrate it. So
Yeah, but when
let's all do this
overly
exercise.
positive.
Let's
Okay, we
do
have
the
an
exercise and only think positive. See how many negative things will happen to us if we only think positive.
I tried doing that, but then you get the people who are tired of you because you're too happy.
What? Say
Yeah.
that again.
People get tired of you if you're too constantly happy. If there's too much joy in your life, it's either a jealousy thing or it's a envious thing or something. If you are way too happy and if things are going too well, there will be people in your life that are purposely going to try to bring you down.
Then don't think of them. Don't.
You're right. You're absolutely right. I mean, it's
easier
just,
said than done, but
it's a weird thing. And you would think when good news happens, we would all be uplifting. I mean, most of the times for the most part, people are happy when good news happens. But when too much good news happens to a person, that's when you start seeing the negativity creeping in.
that's
So
jealousy.
it's just,
That's jealousy. Yeah. I would say that that's jealousy.
Mm-hmm. Some things are unforgivable.
Some things are unforgivable. But I think after a course of time, it becomes less unforgivable. For me, I'm saying for me, it's become less.
Would
less
you?
Unforgivable.
No soup for you.
No soup for you. I
think
so. Like I don't hold resentment. I don't. I may not talk to someone, but I hold no resentment.
But from their eyes, the fact that you don't talk to them, that could be seen as resentment. That you cut ties from them completely.
But for me, from my own heart and my own mind, I know I don't have resentment. I don't have resentment. I don't maybe want to bother with them anymore, but it doesn't mean I hate them because I don't hate. There's only one person in this world that I'm close to that. Only one. And I really don't hate this person. It's just they're on the cusp. Do you know what I mean? So, and I can forgive that person, but I just don't want that person in my life. But I don't.
They're just going to bring you down.
Yeah, I just don't. I don't want to bother with that person. And,
this is a good one.
And if you do something to my child, that's when that person became on that borderline. Do you know what I mean? So it wasn't even anything to do with me. For me, I can forgive and I don't care. Do you know what I mean? Like it's going to go on because it's going to kill me in the end. But for my children, if you do something to my children, then Mama Bear, the shark, whatever, will come out. And I don't hate you, but I'm right there.
And that's what, if someone did awful things to a child, you really can't forgive them for that. And it's true.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't even, I want to go in this direction, but I don't want to go in this direction. What they're saying is right. I mean, those are some things that are just absolutely unforgivable. Hurting children, being unfaithful, disloyal, hurting animals. I mean, there's so many things that are unforgivable.
But Susanna, I said I was sorry.
I said I was sorry. Sorry. Okay, sorry. That sorry. That's a hard thing because there are people like me who are chronic apologizers. I will apologize everything. And I think that goes back to trying to not get into arguments because I do not like confrontation at all. I'm a very non-confrontational person. I would rather admit fault, take blame, and shut up and just back down than actually and I use the word I'm sorry, whether it's my fault or not. I mean, like I said, I'll take the blame for stuff just so it eases the situation as opposed to confronting it, if that makes sense.
I won't take blame. I'll take the blame if I did something wrong, 100%. But if I did nothing wrong and they continue to say, you did it, no. I'm not taking for blame that's for something that I did not do wrong. I'll take blame for what I did wrong, not for what somebody else did wrong. No way. I know you're pulling my leg, Papa.
I've done that. I've taken the blame for things just to ease a situation instead of exaggerating and making it worse.
No, I will definitely say, you know what? I'm not what you just said. I have said this is I'm not taking the blame for it because I didn't do anything wrong. I'm sorry you feel that way, but I did nothing wrong. Or I'm sorry that you took it that way. I feel bad for you, but I did nothing wrong. So I will definitely put my butt in there.
And I'm one of the people that always say, don't apologize to me. Don't apologize. I don't want to hear apologies, but yet I'm the first one that's constantly apologizing. And I think that's why I tell people not to apologize to me is because I know how I view apologies. And because I constantly apologize, I don't believe in apologies.
Because, okay, so let me ask you this. So when you're saying you're sorry, are you truly sorry?
Yes, because I have a high guilt.
So how can you not take that person sorry?
Because even whether I did it or not, I'm sorry for the situation. And by saying sorry to me, if it will appease the situation, calm it down, and avoid any confrontation whatsoever, then yes, I will apologize and I will be genuinely sincere about it, even if I had nothing to do with the situation.
Well, what if the other person is saying? What if the other person is saying it to you as well, and they're sorry for the situation, all of that? So you don't want to hear that. You just want to.
No, I just don't. No, I just don't want to hear the frivolous apologies where people apologize for every little thing, because that's usually a sign of low self-esteem. Papa Smurf, I will always admit my wrongdoings and take my lips or punishment.
Your whips, not lips. Oh. When I do something wrong, I'll do something wrong, but will not. I guess because I've gone through it so much in my life that I finally said I'm not.
Place the licks.
No, so licks. Then I'm not gonna. I just can't anymore. My personality is so not like that anymore.
Like I said, I do not like confrontation. I rather be the non-confrontational one. So anything to avoid an argument, a fight, a disagreement, a uncomfortable situation. I mean, when arguments happen, you'll start seeing me turtling. That's it. I start turtling. I'm like, it starts happening. Once the turtle happens.
What is the worst thing someone can say to you?
What is the worst thing somebody could say to me?
Yeah,
there's a lot of things. Well, recently. Oh, this is putting too much. Recently, the worst thing somebody could say to me is that they're disappointed in me. It's hard to say that because I'm trying to figure out, is it easier for somebody to be mad at me or is it easier for someone to be disappointed in me?
It's easier for me mad at me instead of disappointment.
Yeah. So
and it's crazy because my kids And I'll speak about my daughter. I remember a situation while we were growing up, while she was growing up, and I really got upset at her because she is such a good kid. She's not a kid anymore. She's a woman. Hey, Des. Good morning. How are you?
Yes.
That
Hi,
I
Chef.
really, I really got upset at her, and I remember being in her bedroom and she was sitting at her desk and I just looked at her and I said to her, I says, I am so disappointed in you. And I walked away. I did not know or I did not realize those words, how it affected her until years afterwards. She said, Mom, she says, when you ever said that day that you were disappointed in me, she's like, that wrecked me. It was the worst thing that anyone could ever say to me. She's like, I'd rather have you punish me. I'd rather have you be mad. I'd rather, the punishment, take car away, take this away, or whatever. But to say the disappointment, she says, that was the worst thing that you could have ever said that to me. She said, that totally devastated my world. And I was just like, okay, but you disappointed me at that point in time. But it wasn't like you've been a disappointment to me because you're not. It's just
I'm just
that
going to
moment
say,
in time.
have a good day, Papa Smurf. Thank you for coming. We appreciate it.
Papa Smurf, you leaving? What the
He has
heck?
to.
Did you hit the button? Did you hit that like button? You better hit that like button before you go.
Yes, everyone, be sure to hit the thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. We normally do this show on Tuesday.
On
No,
Wednesday nights.
Wednesdays. I'm forgetting what day. We normally do the show on Wednesday nights. We're just doing it this
I
morning.
think I'm liking this Thursday morning.
I won't be able to do Thursday mornings though. Well,
What the heck?
because I got my Thursday evening shows.
So that's not in the morning. That's at night. Why can't you be on camera twice in one day? What's wrong with you?
Because usually I'm doing other things on Thursdays. Thursdays is a day that I don't, but I have a doctor's appointment today that I had to go to. So, yeah, I got to go from here to a doctor's appointment, and then we're going to do the show tonight. Which, if anybody doesn't know, 4:00.
Oh, we have enough time.
Yeah, I have enough time. Which, if anybody doesn't know, tonight is going to be on the solar eclipse. We are having a solar eclipse on Monday, but tonight
we're going to in the chat.
I can put it in the chat. Yes, I gotta. Let me pull up the. I don't have the thingamajig. Hold on. I'll get the link.
Yeah, and
it's
if you can.
It's the solar eclipse. We're going to be talking about it. There's so many weird things going on about this particular eclipse that it just makes you need to watch what's going on because all hell is going to break loose on Monday.
I am definitely going to watch this tonight. There's no question about it. I want to hear Melanie's take on this. Oh my God.
Right. Melanie's take. Melanie's take is not my opinion. I am just sharing with you opinions that other people have. It doesn't mean that I
hear the way that you present it.
Yes. Oh, wait till you see how we present it. I'm trying to get my thing, but my computer is.
And Shamrock Pixie, like I said, Des is going to be her co-star on that. So
yes, I'm completely. I have a completely black screen. So as soon as my computer catches up,
you got stuck.
I'm stuck.
It doesn't hurt to apologize because you are the better person. I see that too. I can see that. I think
music.
You're there.
Can you mute me for a second? Just mute me for a second.
Mute you?
Mute me for a second.
She left. She'll be back. No, it doesn't hurt to apologize, Val. I understand that. I think I've been there a while ago, a long time ago, but I'm not there anymore. I've left. Oh, shit. I promised Des. It's not my fault. It's not my fault. I have a brain of a gnat. I'm sorry. I will as soon as I get off of here, I will definitely call her. 100%. I will call you, Des. I'm sorry. I said I was supposed to call you last week, right? Yeah. Well, you know me. You don't know me, right? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh, God. I wonder what happened to her. She left. She'll be back. Don't worry, she'll forgive you. Oh no, Des is an amazing person. I know that she's there. She is. She is a good person. Val's here. So yeah, forgiveness. I think that summed it all up. Or no, probably not. There's such a big topic on forgiveness. Forgive yourself. First of all, forgive yourself. Let the shit that's happened in the past stay in the past. Learn from it and go on. And don't harbor any ill feelings. Oh, no, it's not worth it. So not worth it. From a legal standpoint, if you apologize, that is an admission of guilt. So if you're being sued or think you might be sued, don't apologize. That's a good one. And that's true too. It is an admission. Yeah. Don't say you're sorry. If you're being sued, don't say you're sorry. Nope. That's crazy, but it's true.
I'm sorry.
Thank you. She's back.
I'm sorry, guys. I was trying to get the link, and everything shut down.
The whole computer shut down. See?
Yes, but I'm back. What did I miss? Okay, Papa Smurf left.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't hurt to apologize. Yeah, we're better. All right, from a legal standpoint, if you apologize, that is an admission of guilt. So if you're being sued or think don't apologize. That's true. Yeah, even if you think you're doing a good thing, see, that's where I'm going to be the guilty one, because I'll apologize whether I did it or not. That's just the way I am.
No.
And that's bad. I know that's bad.
No apologies. Only if I did something wrong.
Yeah.
Tommy asked, because I was supposed to call Des last week, and I totally spaced it out. Spaced it out. So, when we get off of here, I got to give her a call. Sorry, back. Had to take care of some stuff.
It's always good to keep in touch.
It is. Yeah. But sometimes you know me. You know Mel. You know how I am.
Well, see, I'm bad. I tell this to everybody, and all my friends know this. I do not reach out at all. I am bad that way. You reach out to me, I will talk to you. I will chew your ear off. We will have a great time. I will never reach out to anybody else. I'm bad that way. And if I do reach out to you, that means that I had to go through a great level of like anxiety, of fearfulness, or that means I'm genuinely worried. But sometimes it takes a very long time. Sometimes it can take months before I reach out to somebody because I'm worried.
And if you don't remind me, I'm going to forget.
Yeah. I'm bad that way.
I am. I know I am. Especially if I have something else going on in my life, I will forget about everything else. Like, It's like not almost like a tunnel vision, but it's something like that. It's like, like my daughter's wedding, right? And when it was my son's wedding, it was like, okay, I need to do this. This is what I have to think about. And it's like, this is what you're doing. And everything else goes on the wayside, or it goes in that parking lot that you're going to get back to it. You know what I mean? And then sometimes when you get there and it's like, it's already too late, it's gone.
And you know something, you also bring up an interesting point. You're so consumed about your own life that people don't understand that sometimes there is a lot going on behind the scenes. You only for here, you only see what either I tell you or what you see. Right. You don't know what's going on like a day-to-day life and everyday struggles or anything like that, unless people actually tell you. And a lot of times with something like that, when people, I call it going poof, poof. When people disappear and go poof, sometimes you will think to yourself, okay, how did I offend them? What did I do wrong? Why are they mad at me? What went on that they don't want to speak to me anymore? When in a sense, they're just too busy with their own life, worrying about their own life, has nothing to do with you. But then there are people like me who will make it about me. You know what I mean?
I think I need to be more conscious. I need to be more conscious of that. Like, I'll get texts and I don't even get back to them. And that's not right. That really is not right, because I just, I'll get back to them. And then one day, 1 hour goes into 2 hours to 3 hours to a day. And then that day goes into another day. And all of a sudden now it's been a week. Oh, it's been a month. Do you know what I mean? And that's wrong. I should be more conscious of that. Because just because you don't want to talk doesn't mean that person doesn't care. They care about you. And do you know what I'm trying to get to?
I do.
Okay.
I just know that I never reach out.
Huh?
I just know I never reach out. I don't reach out to people. And if I do reach out to people, then that means there's something really wrong. Tammy says, I feel like, here, you got it. I feel like some things take time. I'll forgive, but it's all in the right time for you. Pain keeps you in a hard place to forgive. It does.
It does. Tammy, I hear you on that one.
Yeah.
I really do.
And once again, it goes back to who is benefiting from the forgiving. Is it the person that's forgiving is benefiting, or the person that is being forgived? I mean, ideally, it should be both, but a lot of times it's not. Hello, Spirit Junkie. We are talking about forgiveness.
Hey, Spirit. How are you, my dear? I sent out your stuff. I hope. Not sure if you received it yet. You would probably receive it today or tomorrow. But Tammy, I want to go back to what you just said, because this is.
Oops, sorry.
This is. You just brought something to light to me, and this makes a lot of sense. Is when you said pain keeps you in a hard place to forgive. I never thought of it that way. Those are very powerful words.
Yeah.
Pain keeps you in a hard place to forgive.
And that's where, if you're in that much pain, that's where you need to forgive yourself. And I think that's the hardest part, is being able to forgive yourself. Of anybody to forgive, no matter what they do, the hardest one is forgiving yourself.
Those are true words. I am going to definitely use that, Tammy. Thank you, if you don't mind. But wow. You know when you just get something and it hits you right away? What do they call that? A
eureka moment? Like light bulb moment? Eureka!
You just gave me a eureka! An aha moment.
Light bulb, it went on.
It did. It really did. I get text messages most of the time. I think I responded, but I find that I didn't. So I responded in my head. And what about having a conversation in your own mind? And then later on, you're like, no, I told you about it. And you're like, no, you didn't. Yes, I did. No, you didn't. And I will say this to Tina all the time. Are you having a conversation with yourself again? Because I wasn't privy to this.
That is okay. That is hard though. When you are with somebody that has a conversation in their own head, I was with somebody like that. It is so aggravating that you have to tell them, you have never said that to me. Yeah, no, you have never. This is the first time I'm hearing this. And
good.
No, it's an argument back and forth. And
I have been in the car with Tina, and I'll just go off like in my own mind, looking out the window or whatever. And she'll say to me, she's like, Sue, and I'll be like, what? And she's like, I was just talking to you. I says, well, you're interrupting my own conversation I was having with myself. So stop. I'll come back to you in a minute.
So that is a question. I have a question, and a lot of people said something. So you do have an internal dialogue in your head?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I have an internal dialogue in my head. I'm constantly fighting with myself in my head. I'm curious because there are people out there who do not have an internal dialogue. I'm curious if anybody in the chat either has or has not. So that's just a question I'm throwing out.
Oh,
But
100%. Spirit
so
says unforgiveness feels like it rots me, it poisons me. Because if you don't let it out, yeah, it's just going to consume you. You need to let it out when you're ready. Not received yet, but it's only been a few days. Oh, good. So hopefully today or tomorrow. Tammy's saying, "Love you, girl." What?
So I'm just going to put that as a question. How many have internal dialogue voices in their head? I'm just throwing that out there.
Oh my God.
Epiphany. That's another term. Yes. Instead of Eureka, it's
not Eureka.
Okay.
It was the Epiphany.
Oh, then you say Eureka when you reach an epiphany.
But I meant to say was Epiphany. Thank you. Yes, it wasn't. It was definitely Epiphany.
He's through with words. That's
Tommy has conversations out loud to himself
all the time.
You ever go in the mirror and have that conversation? You're like, "What the hell?" Da, 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 da.
Yeah, I fall with myself with the
No,
mirror.
I go in the mirror and take my brush and I'll start singing la la la.
I've been praying for peace since I was a child. Forgiveness was a speedy path to peace for me. So it's easy for you to forgive. I can't forgive myself. I have a lot of problems with forgiving myself. It's so much easier to forgive others than it is for me to forgive myself. Oh, yeah. When I have a conversation with myself, it's called a staff meeting. There's a meme that goes around.
Wait a minute.
It says, don't mind me for talking to myself. I'm having a staff meeting. I'm self-employed.
Oh, you know who I saw put that on Facebook was James Pruitt. I actually saw that this morning. It was on my Facebook. I laughed. I thought that was so funny. I love that. I don't like being stuck in the pain, but I deal with it in my own time. I feel like some people need to see and witness what they have done has consequences. Mm-hmm. That's when letting it out.
Hello, Deborah. Welcome to the show. Timeless.
Hey, are we both playing with the same thing?
We are. I'll leave it alone. I won't touch it. I won't touch it.
No, you can touch it. It's fine. Hey, Deborah. How are you?
Forget, you know what it is? It's always on my channel, but I'm forgetting this is somebody else's channel. So I'm like, that click, click, click.
No, and you can do it. We can play back and forth. That's fine.
Clicky, clicky.
So Melanie put the question out there.
How many have the internal dialogue voices in their head? I do.
I do.
Forgiveness should be deserved.
Should be deserved.
Pixie has her voices in her head.
She does. I think consider, but I don't think it's a conversation.
Well, do you hear yourself talking back to you? I think that's where the question is, because like I said, some people have a completely blank mind that, like if I said vision an apple, there are people who will not be able to vision an apple in their head. There are others that can like literally describe the apple, see the shine off it, ready to bite it. You know what I mean? It's just different people are different with how they do it.
And how do you view your own apple?
Some do it as a cartoon. I view it as a real apple. I don't view it as a cartoon apple.
What color?
It's red.
Yours is red?
It's always a red apple and it always has that little shiny spot on it. I do have the stem, but I don't have a leaf on the stem.
You don't have a little worm coming out of the window?
Hell no. Nope.
That's too detailed.
No, because that's an apple that's getting thrown out.
I'm wondering if I needed peace in a previous incarnation. Peace is a huge driving factor in my life. Maybe in this lifetime, you need to learn peace.
Well, that's what they say. They say that with every life, with every reincarnated life, you learn a lesson, and peace might have been in your previous incarnation.
Mine is learning how people can love me back.
Interesting.
That it's hard for me to accept that someone can love me.
Oh, Susanna, you are loved though.
Honest to God, that is, I believe that is my life lesson, is feeling that someone can love me back. Yep, that is mine. And, like being worthy of that love. Yeah. I
Oh,
can love, I love, people. Certain people I love. I like people, not as much as I love people. Do you get that? Like, it's, for me, it's easy to love someone than it is to like someone.
okay.
Because love
You think
is
you're
like,
giving so much of yourself, but yet you almost feel like you don't deserve it back.
hmm,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
So now you got to realize that there are people who love you, like you, who are in your life, who appreciate you.
yeah. It's hard. It is a struggle. Um, I've always been told this. You should always forgive, but it doesn't mean you have to forget what the person did.
So wait
That
a minute. I need to know this. Am I the only one that is a proponent for forgetting? I would rather just forget.
maybe it's easy for you to do that. Some people, I know for me, it's very hard to forget. Like, especially if something, yeah, there's some things that I forget, I guess, because maybe they're minor. But if it's something that's deep, that's hard to forget. That you can't forget what has happened to you, but
Well,
you
you know,
can
so
forgive it.
I talk about this a lot. I put things in little boxes. And that's what I mean. Maybe it's not that it's just forgetting, it's just putting it away. I'll put a memory in a box, put it on the shelf, it'll stay there, and it'll never open up unless I decide to pull it out and open it up. But it's like I would rather just put it on a box, forget about it, never know that it's there, and just keep moving on. Oh, Deborah says the apple from Snow White.
Oh
The
my!
white apple.
Oh, I love that when the oh, that's not good. I don't want to take a bite of that apple.
Susanna Spirit says important. It starts with yourself. Yes, you're right. In my opinion, you're absolutely right. It starts with yourself. Focus on yourself and then let it grow to
Okay,
others.
I'm going to be a little doofus right now. What is IMO?
In my opinion,
Thank you.
you're welcome.
Sorry, I'm not up on all the little terms things, but
Oh,
thank you.
that's okay. There was one that I had to ask the other day, and it's like, what the hell does that mean? And it was something so simple.
I'll never forget. Like, my daughter she was probably like 11 years old, and she was at the computer, and she was actually in the living room computer, and she's talking back then. I guess it was MySpace. Was it MySpace? Is there such a thing, MySpace?
It was
Okay,
my
so
space.
she was on MySpace, and then all of a sudden I was behind her, and I'm reading, and then all of a sudden I see her talking to her friend, and she's like POS, and I'm like, I'm going POS. I'm like, when is my daughter talking about point of sale? Like, what the hell's wrong with her? She's friggin' 11. She's talking about point of sale. So I was like, Casey, what are you talking about point of sale? And she's like, what? And I'm like, you're talking to your friend about point of sale. And she says, no, that's parent over shoulder.
Well, parent over soul, I would have taken it as a piece of shit.
No,
POS.
she said parent over shoulder. And I was like, oh
Oh my
my God.
I would have never taken that as parent over shoulder. I would have taken
No,
that as a piece of shit.
no, I was thinking it was point of sale because at that time, being in business, it was like, your POS and this and that. And so I thought she was talking point of sale. I'm like, is she telling my secrets? No,
I do believe, however, what Tommy said, forgiveness should be deserved,
not
not
just
just
given.
given. I give it to everyone. I forgive everyone. I'm a forgivable person. Like it, and maybe that's my mistake where I don't take things as what's the word I'm looking for? Like I normalize bad things that has happened to me simply because I've forgiven them so quickly. And I probably shouldn't have forgiven so easily.
So do you find it easier to accept bad things or good things?
Do I find it easier to accept? Wait, do I find it easier
Something
to accept
bad
bad?
than something good.
In what context? I don't understand the question.
Like,
Bad things happen to me all the time, if that's what you're asking.
but if something good happens,
Yeah, then I'm happy.
then you're happy. Okay. You're
So
not like, oh, if there's something, no, there's something behind that.
actually, I would say that I tend to look at I'm the type of person that'll overanalyze things, and I will look at the bad as opposed to looking at the good. Like, I think worst case scenarios. I do a lot of worst case scenarios in my head. Aphantasia. I don't see images in my head. I see words instead. I also have an internal dialogue. And it was a long process to thin it down to just one voice.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
What is aphantasia?
It doesn't see images in your head.
So it just doesn't see images, but you can see words.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Hmm. That's pretty cool.
Like I said, there are people who cannot, like, if you tell them, imagine a we're back to the apple. Imagine an apple in your head. Mm-hmm. There are people who will never be able to imagine that apple in their head.
They'll just see the word apple.
Well, in his case, he sees the word apple, but he'll never see the actual picture of an apple. But some people don't even see words either. Some people will be like, I see nothing. You're telling me to envision something. There's nothing in my head but darkness. And there are people like that.
That's sad.
It is sad. Yeah. They call they call them NPCs, some non-playable characters, because these are people who just, they can't think, they can't. But it is
They
sad.
have no imagination.
But here's the thing. Sometimes they're the most creative people. That's what makes it, like, really weird. They're creative, but they just don't see it in their heads.
Wow.
It's weird. Huh. Uh-oh. This is, to me, forgetting is sort of like denial. right on the box. Put the
deny,
box
it didn't happen. Deny.
Oh, no, it happened. The box is right there, but I just leave the box there. Box is going to stay up there.
The only thing you have control over is your inner world and how you interpret things.
Here, MySpace is so old. Let me tell you something. We went to Facebook. We should have stayed with MySpace. MySpace would have been so happier than Facebook.
Yeah.
Eckhart Tolle, The Power of None. Awesome book. Oh, The Power of Now. The Power of Now. I gotta look at that book. This one right here. She's The Power of Now. I will highlight that book and we'll take a look at
it. Tammy says, I loved MySpace.
Everybody, you know, something we took for granted how good MySpace was, because it was total freedom, that you could say anything you want. It was uncensored. It was beautiful. Now everything is censored. You have your fact checkers, you have your censorship, you have everything. So if we just would have stayed in MySpace land, thing would have been so nicer. And you even had your own little radio station, so you could go to somebody's little and listen to music. It was a wonderful place.
Is MySpace still around and we just don't go to it? No, it's not.
Nope, it's gone. It's gone. Yeah, MySpace is gone.
Was it really MySpace?
Yes, it was a great platform. It was before.
I remember making an account, but I don't think I really used it. Or
you could do whatever you want on MySpace, and like you could post anything you wanted. It was an uncensored, free forum to express what you wanted to express, and it was before Facebook. But if you think about it, I mean, I'm celebrating like 16 years on Facebook. It's ridiculous how long. I mean, when my memories come up, it's amazing. Like, it goes back so many years when my memories are going back that long. So I post too much. Every day is like a memory, like a going back in time.
Oh, Tina's home.
Tina's home. Hi, Tina.
She's walking through the door.
Oh, okay. She can't hear us. No, she'll pop in and like, hi. MySpace. Wait, it still exists? People don't still use it. Probably the leftover spaces, but people don't update it, do they? I thought MySpace was gone. Is MySpace?
Was it better than TikTok? Tiki-talkies.
Oh no, it's still relatively active, but it's MySpace is still on. I had no idea. Then you know something, I need to go past MySpace. I thought that was long gone.
I'd have caused MySpace to deem themselves as a judge.
Thank you. I had no idea it's still around.
Oh boy.
Because Facebook took over MySpace, so it's like, all right. No, Spirit, you're absolutely right.
But there's so many platforms. There's Facebook, there's Twitter, there's Instagram.
Tina. Hello, everybody.
Hi.
Hi.
How is the weather?
How are you feeling?
Shitty.
Snowing.
No.
Snowing
we're
here.
glad you're home safe.
That's right. Go to bed soon.
All right. Have a good night. You're going to have to spend some time with Tina.
Yeah.
But that's the big thing. Control the narrative. They only want you to hear what they want to hear. And that's why I do shows like this evening where it's like, okay, you know what the narrative is. Now let's talk about the things that other people are saying. And tonight's going to be a doozy. I can tell you that.
Oh. Guys, did you pin it? You didn't pin it.
I didn't pin it because I can't access it.
Oh my God.
Hold on. Is it going to...
Let's see if I can find it.
Oh, I got it. I got it right here. I'm going to...
You got it?
Up. Yeah, let's share it. Okay, so tonight we are going to be talking about the solar eclipse. It's in 7 hours. It's going to start at 7 p.m. Eastern. 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. And let me put and this is going to be on my channel with Des, Shamrock Pixie. So let me add here we go.
Okay. You can still pin it?
I can't pin it, no. It won't let me pin it. So that's the channel. Oh, you saw the thing about this, Rachel. Spirit, I would love to hear your opinion if you want to talk about it later on or in email. I'm just curious. We made mention about the Challenger discovery, and I said, oh, take a look at the video of the brothers and sisters of the Challenger and tell me what you think. So I sent you the video, and we'll see what happens, what she thinks.
So I pinned it to the top, so you guys make sure you click on that. And if you're not subscribed, subscribe. You're going to hit like, and then you're going to hit all notifications. You got to hit that twice. And then you're going to go to the place, and then you're going to hit reminder.
Yes.
And I'm sure you all know how to do that.
Yeah. I know. Melanie will eventually get back to sales. I'm working on it. I did a show the other day. So, and then I'm starting to do some week. Just like, oh, it's week. Spirit is the skeptic on this one. She rips apart a lot of those conspiracy theories. So it's like, but it's all good. Like I said, just because I share them doesn't necessarily mean I believe them. That's why you don't do TikTok.
TikTok. Yep, TikTok.
I like TikTok. TikTok is great because it gives you up to the minute stories. You find more information on TikTok, and then you can compare it to other stuff. Now, I know somebody is probably shaking their head right now about me and TikTok, but it's like no TikTok.
I mean, I have the thing for TikTok, but I never go on it. Like, I mean, I did, like, in the beginning, I posted some pictures or whatever you can do, but I really don't know how to use it, for one. Two, I don't want to know how to use it. In Instagram, I have no friggin' clue. I know I'm on there, but I don't know how to use it, so I don't use it.
Can I have a call that I got to take real quick.
Yeah.
Can I put you on mute, and I'm just going to...
Yeah. So how many people are actually on Instagram? Do you know how to use it? Because I don't. Like, I hear so many things, oh, follow me on Instagram, do this and do that. And I'm like, oh, how do you even use this thing? It took me a long time to figure out Facebook, never mind something else. And even at Facebook, now it's like, I'll just go on once in a great while if I want to, like, drop a picture or something. But I don't want to know if somebody went to the bathroom, or they're making this for dinner, or they take a picture of their dinner plate. Have you ever seen these pictures of these dinner plates, and some of them are like, are you really posting this? Because it looks like shit. But hey, I don't know. That's just me. I don't know what words I can say. You can say whatever you want to say. I like Instagram. I've used it for years. See, I don't know how to use it. I don't know. I had an account, but it's time drained, just like Facebook. I can't do it. Pinterest, too big waste of time. Another one, Pinterest. Like, because Pinterest, like, I go on and I see different things that I like, and then I hit it, and then all of a sudden, it just doesn't do anything. Like, okay, it's just there. I'm going to go into somebody else's Pinterest to see what they have or what they want their house to look like. Oh, I don't know.
Sorry about that.
No, don't be. It's just...
No, I had to take that call. That was the doctor, so I had to make sure about
everything
that.
Okay?
Yeah, everything's fine. I just had to take that.
Okay, good. Here's a question for you.
Unfortunately, we don't still do auctions. In fact, I even slowed down on auctions a lot. I used to do auctions twice a day. Now I'm down to maybe once a week, and I really, really want to get back into the swing of things. I was doing auctions with Wendy. Wendy, unfortunately, was having leg issues, so I want to get back to doing auctions with her. I want to get back to doing auctions on my own. I would love, if you ever want me on, I would love to do an auction with you all. But unfortunately, Beamos and I we have gone our separate ways. So
that is the queen right there. You can do it. And
I know. If anybody wants you, I can do auctions.
Ella is like, she's definitely a motivational person. So she can do that.
Even if it's a guest thing. I need to get back into the swing of things. So I don't know. I got to talk to Johnny as well. Maybe sometime he has on his hump day auctions or something like that. So, yeah. I
love that. I love it. I love it so much.
Are you kidding me? You're going to make me cry. She's going to make me cry. Oh, thank you, Ella. Okay, Ella, we'll talk about it because maybe I'll come on. No, but I really do need to get back into the swing of things. And as everybody's been knowing, I mean, I'm not trying to make excuses, but my health did take a big deterioration these past couple of months. So he's booked through July. That's okay.
Yeah, he is booked through July.
No, I know he's busy. Well, that's why I said I got to contact a whole bunch of people. Okay, she does a community sale once every month. Perfect.
I think she just had one Monday, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, next year. Wait a minute, you can sign up when I post next year. Yeah, I'll sign you up in 2025. I'm booking May. We'll open up. That's not a problem. I mean, like as of right now, I don't know where my schedule is. Like, for example, in June, well, not June, in August. No, she was supposed to come. In August, my mom's coming down with my aunt. So that'll be one of those things where I'll be disappearing for 2 weeks.
Okay, so her community sale is this Monday coming up. So
okay, yeah, that's not a problem. I will catch when you finally open up. I know a lot of people want to go on your show and stuff like that.
So guys, let me just take a little breather on this one. So Save Here First, Ella, I'm sure you all know. And if you don't, you need to hit her little name right there. And you need to subscribe to her page, her channel. She is freaking amazing. Even if you don't buy, which I suggest you do, because everything I ever bought from her is 100% exactly the way she said it.
And she does pallets and everything, like Amazon pallets, and it's me.
She does. Stuff. And she does. Her prices are, I'm telling you, don't even go to Walmart. Don't go to freaking Target. Don't go anywhere else. Go to Save Here First. She gets
go to Ella.
She's got stuff inside of her pallets that are like mind blowing. So many things that for my daughter's wedding and my daughter's shower was like I bought from her, that she got on her from her pallets, and I got from her show. Stuff that I would buy from her was not even an eighth of the price that I would have bought if I had to do it on Amazon or anywhere else. I am telling you, her prices are amazing. She's friggin' amazing. Absolutely love her. Love all her shows. She
always has great like houseware stuff and stuff like that you need.
100%. And also Deborah too. Deborah's got awesome shows, so make sure you guys are subscribed to her channel too. So amazing.
And hello 710, welcome to the show.
710. Hey, good looking, what you doing? I see 710 in the house. So I know there's a couple of other.
But every now and then I keep trying to pop on for an auction. I think I'm going to try to start doing pre-records as opposed to regular ones, because at least pre-records, if I'm up at like 3 a.m. in the morning, I can record something and then just put it up at a reasonable time. Me and my sleep schedule has been weird.
710, I haven't seen you around. Have you been feeling well? Because
I've seen 710.
I don't know. I haven't. Maybe I've just not been around.
You haven't been around. We missed you. You haven't been doing shows, and we miss you.
Well, I don't want people to get sick of me.
No, they're not going to get sick of you.
I hope you are. My day is amazing. Since you came in, now it's amazing.
It's always been amazing.
It's always. Even when Debbie's here, and then Glenn, and then Ella, and then Tommy, and Des, and everybody.
I have to say, this was a good show. And the topic, I think, was really important. I mean, forgiveness, that's a hard topic. It really is. Because the question is, who is being forgiven? Can you forgive yourself? Can you forgive others? Yeah. Springtime, I stay outside, but haven't seen you. Where have you been? See, I told you, she hasn't been around.
I have been cocooned. You know when what is it? The bears hibernate for the winter? So did Sue. I hibernated for the winter.
Now you have to come out of your cocoon and be like the butterfly and flap, 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 flap all around and show your beautiful colors.
My colors, yes.
Yeah,
I have rainbows shooting out of my ears.
I didn't say that. I sound like until somebody comes along and smack it out.
You know where I've been? I know where I've been. I've been in the alleyway waiting. That's where I've been, in the alleyway waiting.
I'm waiting. I'm
waiting.
Anybody?
And if you don't know what that is about, you need to go back to the beginning.
Definitely need to go back to the beginning on that one. Oh my God. Unbelievable.
Oh, so we're going on an hour and a half. Do you want to wrap this up?
Yeah, we can wrap this up because, like I said, I have an appointment that I have to head to. And then tonight.
Ella's going to be going on at 1.
Okay, so that works out. Yeah, because she'll be on in half an hour. So definitely, if anybody needs their auction fix, check out Save Here First, Ella's channel. She'll be going on. Tonight, if you are available, check out my. I'll put the thing in the chat one more time.
Yeah,
it's right there. we're going to be talking about the solar eclipse, which is happening on Monday, but we're discussing it tonight. There are a lot of abnormalities and a lot of issues going on with this particular solar eclipse that does not make sense. And depending upon if you're in the path or not, you might be experiencing some of these things. But I can tell you, Texas is losing their mind. So there's pretty much a big stream of Texas is going to be in the blackout in the totality region. And it's weird what's going on in Texas. Other states are following the weirdness as well. So we're going to be discussing that with Shamrock Pixie. That'll be tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central. And anything else that anybody wants to say in the chat, or any questions or any final thoughts? Oh, you're in the path? Definitely get an opportunity. If you take a look at the eclipse, look at how the trees, that's the most amazing thing about a solar eclipse, is when you look at the tree shadows, all the leaves will look like little crescent moons. It's amazing. We've had 3 days of gray skies. I hope it clears too, because now there's a possibility that there may be cloudiness on Monday. But We'll see.
So, guys, I just put the link in there. That's for Ella's at 1 o'clock today. That's for her auction. I do believe it's with, she's got guests on today. No, she's got Nikki.
Nikki.
It's the first Thursday. So this is with Nikki today. So 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock. Yes. Be well, everyone. That's why I had my head down. I was looking for the link. Yes. And guys, pinned at the top, you do see that Melanie and Dez's show will be on tonight. And make sure you all. What the heck? Okay. My iPad's going nuts there.
Going crazy.
What else?
I guess that's it. Everyone have a great day. Take care. Lots of love. Stay away from the alleyway.
All right, everyone. I want to say have a great day. I see you guys later. Make sure I'll see you over at Ella's, and then I will definitely see you tonight. That's a fact. All right, everyone.
Take care.
Bye. Mwah! Are you guys still here? Go get yourself a cup of coffee. Go get yourself something to drink. Make a sandwich, because there's another show at 1 o'clock at Ella's at Save Here First. Get that, everything that you need, your popcorn, get your wallet, your credit cards, everything that you need, and get your information ready so you guys can go see Ella. Go. Come on, I'll come back next week. Guys, go. Bye.
That's a good one, guys.
Stars and back and angel tickle toes.